The way of love. Paul's first letter to Corinthians chapter 13. A parallel reading from NRSV, NIV, KJV, the Message Bible, and ESV versions. Verse 1, NRSV. If I speak in the tongues of mortals and of angels, but do not have love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. NIV. If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. KJV. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. The Message Bible. If I speak with human eloquence and angelic ecstasy, but don't love, I am nothing but the creaking of a rusty gate. ESV. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. Verse 2. NRSV. And if I have prophetic powers, and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith, so as to remove mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. NIV. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. KJV. And though I have the gift of prophecy, I understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, and have not charity, I have nothing. The Message Bible. If I speak God's word with power, revealing all His mysteries and making everything plain as day, and if I have faith that says to a mountain, jump, and it jumps, but I don't love, I am nothing. ESV. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains but have not love, I am nothing. Verse 3, NRSV. If I give away all my possessions, and if I hand over my body so that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. NIV. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship, that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. KJV. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. The Message Bible. If I give everything I own to the poor, and even go to the stake to be burned as a martyr, but I don't love, I have gotten nowhere. So no matter what I say, what I believe, and what I do, I am bankrupt without love. ESV. If I give away all I have, and if I deliver up my body to be burned, but have not love, I gain nothing. Verse 4, NRSV. Love is patient, love is kind, love is not envious or boastful or arrogant. NIV. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. KJV. Charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity wondereth not itself, is not puffed up. The Message Bible. Love never gives up. Love cares more for others than for self. Love does not want what it doesn't have. Love does not strut, doesn't have a swelled head. ESV. Love is patient and kind, and love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant. Verse 5, NRSV. Or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. NIV. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. KJV. Doth not behave itself unseemingly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil. The Message Bible. doesn't force itself on others, isn't always me first, doesn't fly off the handle, doesn't keep score of the sins of others, or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. Verse 6, NRSV. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. NIV. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. KJV. Rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. The Message Bible. Doesn't revel when others grovel, takes pleasure in the flowering of truth. ESV. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Verse 7, NRSV. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. NIV. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. KJV. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. The Message Bible. Puts up with anything, trusts God always, always looks for the best, never looks back, but keeps going to the end. ESV. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endureth all things. Verse 8, NRSV. Love never ends, but as for prophecies, they will come to an end. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will come to an end. NIV. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. KJV. Charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. The Message Bible. Love never dies. Inspired speech will be over someday. Praying in tongues will end. Understanding will reach its limit. ESV. Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will pass away. Verse 9, NRSV. For we know only in part, and we prophesy only in part. NIV. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. KJV. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. The Message Bible. We know only a portion of the truth, and what we say about God is always incomplete. ESV. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. Verse 10, NRSV. But when the complete comes, the partial will come to an end. NIV. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. KJV. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. The Message Bible. But when the complete arrives, our incompletes will be cancelled. ESV. But when the perfect comes, the partial will pass away. Verse 11, NRSV. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became an adult, I put an end to childish ways. NIV. When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. KJV. When I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. The Message Bible. When I was an infant, at my mother's breast, I gurgled and cooed like an infant. When I grew up, I left those infant ways for good. ESV. When I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I gave up childish ways. Verse 12, NRSV. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then we will see face to face. Now I know only in part, then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known. NIV. For now we see only reflection as in a mirror, then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. KJV. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known. The Message Bible. We don't yet see things clearly. We are squinting in a fog, peering through a mist. But it won't be long before the weather clears and the sun shines bright. We'll see it all then, see it all as clear as God sees us, knowing Him directly just as He knows us. ESV. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I have been fully known. Verse 13, NRSV. And now faith, hope, and love abide, these three. And the greatest of these is love, NIV. And now these three remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. KJV. And now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three. But the greatest of these is charity. The Message Bible. But for right now, until that completeness, we have three things to do to lead us toward that consummation: trust steadily in God, hope unswervingly, love extravagantly, and the best of the three is love. ESV. So now faith, hope, and love abide, these three, but the greatest of these is love.